Oh, the double drive-by. Hello everybody, my name is X Factor. Welcome to one of my all-time favorite maps in Battlefield 4, Lumpy Garden. It's simply awesome, but you really got to be careful sometimes because you can push so hard that you actually get reverse all capped. So what's that? It happens a lot in lockers and Metro. Linear maps usually, where your team just blows out the enemy team, they get the all cap, you're looking good, but then there's some leakers. They back cap you. They get your gimme flag. They get a couple flags behind you. They reverse it, slam dunk it, and then you're all capped. So this is something that it's really hard to avoid in Lumpy Garden because there's so many different lanes that people can leak out. So you really, really have to be careful. And for old time's sake, it's been a while since we busted her out. We're going to see if we can get a double or triple with the spicy UCAV. If you guys haven't seen it, a day or so ago, I posted a Battlefield 4 thank you video talking about the community, Dice LA, the game being saved by Dice LA. So make sure to check that out because the Battlefield 4 footage is going to be a little bit less and less on my channel as we progress through the summer months. Why is that? Because Battlefield 5 Hype Train is going to be starting soon. E3 is coming, but EA is actually doing their own event this year, a couple days before E3. I'm going to go out on a big ledge and say that's when we're finally going to see a trailer of some sort from Battlefield 5. Heck, they might even go nuts, and you might even be able to play Battlefield 5 at this event. I mean, that's how crazy. If EA is doing this event on their own accord for the first time ever, it's got to be big. I mean, we've got Mirror's Edge coming up, but what would be the other big cherry on the massive scoop of ice cream? That would definitely be Battlefield 5. Right? So whenever I play Lumpy Garden, it's all about corralling, making sure they don't leak, just like any other map. So I'm constantly looking at the big picture, see where guys are spotted, see where I need to rotate to, or if I'm dead, spawn to. A lot of times I find myself spawning on the flag that has no friendlies. Maybe I'll spawn on B and push their gimme flag, their flag closest to their deployment. Or I'll spawn back here and push D, but as you can see, we've got a ton of people on D, and just like that, we lost our gimme flag. So it's all about corralling the crazy monkeys when playing Lumpy Garden, because this map can get away from you so fast. And the way that it's set up is there's these two massive walls by E. If you get trapped in there, it's GG. There's really only two ways out, and your team is absolutely done. You're going to eat mortars for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hopefully like salt and pepper on, because they're going to be coming hot, and they're becoming fast. So back to this EA thing. They're putting on this massive EA Play event. So I'm guessing we're going to see a ton of Battlefield 5 there. Now, over the summer, we're more than likely going to have a beta, an extended beta, much like we had for Battlefield 4. EA's really moving into this open and transparent mode, which has been great for us as a community. That means we get to play these betas in an open state for free. No only watch here, boys and girls. More than likely, whether you're on current gen Xbox One or PS4 or PC, you'll be able to sit down and play for probably 6-7+ days, maybe even extending it past that. EA is trying to gain the trust back within the franchise, because remember, the launch of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was absolutely horrific, turned a lot of people off to the franchise. A lot of people never even came back to see what kind of gem Battlefield 4 has become. That's what I really talked about in my last video. The ride that we've had with the developers, thanks to Dice LA, the transparency, and of course the communication between community. Battlefield 4 has become this amazing game, but it wasn't even a polished turd when it launched. So it's been amazing to see this progression. So here you see another example of where I'm kind of talking about the all cap is coming, boys, because we did push too far forward. We did lose some of our back flags, and we kind of have this weird flag set up right here. So don't be afraid to completely drop what you're doing. If your team or your squad, and again, I'm working with some random people here and a couple of the Wookiees, if you're pushing a flag and you notice this happening, don't be afraid to stop what you're doing. Because if you're hung up in between those two flag cap areas, more than likely you're going to die anyway. You're not going to cap that flag, and you lost the flag behind you. So at least have some footing if you die. Go get that flag back. Defending a flag is one of the most important things that you can do, and I've seen stat after stat after stat that simply points to not enough people doing it. If you look at your own stats, you can see flags defended, flags capped, flags attacked, things of that nature on bf4stats.com or even in the battle log as well. Check out some other people's stats. Check out some people that you enjoy and you play with. No one really defends flags. You can get a ton of points very quickly, especially if you kill people on it, because there is a bonus for killing people within the zone. You get points if the flag goes all the way back to your possession, and just like that, another 400 points. So it's really important to do so, because if you lose that footing, you're going to lose that push, and ooh, baby, it's a triple. That's going back to the old days of the Pro Cav when we used to get 5, 6, and 7 bangs. And hopefully that's something else that DICE has learned, is more fluff isn't necessarily good. Because in Battlefield 4, you can pop a mortar in the uncap and just bomb people out and never get hit by a MAV or killed yourself. Not to mention all the other crazy stuff that's in the game. I really want to take a step back to the old days. Not forward, but back to Bad Company 2, where simplicity was king. You'd grab your weapon, you'd grab your Magnum ammo, you'd grab a couple other things, and away you went. Back when the recons could call in the mortars with their binoculars, but they had to be in the heat of the action. And there's a pretty big delay to the mortar coming down, and you really couldn't do it from the uncap unless you were spawn camped. And maybe that would help kill a sniper hill, but not overpowering like they can be in Battlefield 4. So we'll see what happens there. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And here you see me on C getting on flag, and that's one thing I talk about in all my videos. Get on flag as quick as possible. There's times in which I avoid killing 2 or 3 people just to run past them or behind them, get on flag, start that burn. As long as that flag's in that possession, they can spawn on you, and they can revenge kill you. If you're a tank, they're probably going to grab engineer unless they're an MLG sniper, and then they're just going to be sniper again. And your tank's going to kill them again, and then they're going to be sniper again, rinse and repeat 8 million times, right? So if you do die to a tank, grab engineer. If you do die to a bunch of infantry, maybe grab medic or grab out your LMG and try to go to work and clear those guys off as fast as possible. So here you see kind of a backwards push to D, not the fastest push in the world, but I've also got infantry up there that I was going to support, but then they bit the big one, and I've got a massive push behind me. So for here, it's more about fanning out and actually clearing out all these guys, because the last thing you want to do is leave people behind you when you know they're more than likely going to come back, because as you can see, we're playing with a couple Wookiees here and a couple other people from the community, and you learn who's going to come back and who's going to PTFO. So you don't want to get shot in the back, and most importantly, squad wipe, because then you're starting back at another flag, and you might already be wedged in. We're in this little situation that I was kind of talking about before, where we own C, E's flashing. C's our only spawn point at this moment. So if we don't get this push, we're in a lot of trouble. So we actually get B there, and we're still making this C push, which is crazy. This is an example of how you can get strung out on these pushes. And I just couldn't make it in there fast enough because they really defended that well. So hats off to the enemy team. So at this point in time, I really need to go pee, as you can see in chat, and our team kind of stalled out a little bit. If you've got 3 of the flags, you're putting them on the ticket burn. They're losing a ticket every second or so. You can't outkill it. You simply can't. But that also ends the game mode a little bit quicker, so I can go tinkle. Because right now the pressure's really building, and I'm shaking my mouse in frustration because I've got to pee that bad. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this BF4 commentary, had a little fun with me. Don't forget to check out the Battlefield 4 thank you video. The Battlefield 4 footage is going to be waiting on the channel just a little bit over the next couple of weeks. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and hanging out. We will see you guys soon.